sistema di integrazione di aumento.
Well, it's been a bit of a wait, hasn't it, since we closed our second season at Mugello last October. But the wait is finally over. Welcome, everyone, to the third season of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And we start it where we began our journey back in 2021 with Formula One here at Imola. There you can see the cars lining up, getting ready to go for the first qualifying session of the season. My name is Chris McCarthy. It is an absolute pleasure to be back with you this season. Thanks to all of you who are returning with us to watch FRECA once again, and to you new viewers, welcome to this fantastic championship. You really won't be disappointed. These are the next drivers you will be watching in FIA Formula 3, FIA Formula 2 and the Formula 1 World Championship. Already we have 16 drivers racing across both Formula 2 and Formula 3 since we rebranded in 2021, including the top 4 in the FIA F3 standings: Gabriel Bortoletto, Gregoire Saucy, Dino Beganovic and Gabriele Mini. Who is going to follow in their footsteps? Well, we will find out over the next 10 rounds. We start here at Imola, and then we have a long journey which takes us to some of the most fantastic circuits around Europe, including a brand new venue. We are going to be ending our season at Hockenheim in October. And I can tell you, after commentating on the Formula Renault Eurocup there in 2019 and 2020, where the likes of Oscar Piastri and Victor Martins were battling for the wins, it was some of the most fantastic racing I'd had the pleasure to commentate on. So you will not be disappointed with that. That comes in this year to replace Monaco. But let's talk about the drivers. 33 drivers out there for round one in total, 16 of them who are returning to compete for the second or third time, giving us 17 drivers who will be making their debut in this championship. 10 of those will be fighting for the rookie title. We have seen rookie champions in the likes of Isaac Hadjar and Leo Fornaroli as well. So many new faces, and we are going to begin with qualifying. For those new viewers, let's bring you up to speed with how qualifying works. We split the drivers into two groups. We have Group A and Group B. Now, usually these are formed by championship position. So those first, third, fifth in the championship, so on, go into Group A, and those second, fourth, sixth in the championship, and so on, go into Group B. Then we have Group A go out first on Saturday, Group B goes out second, and then that switches round on Sunday. So tomorrow, Group B will take to the track first, Group A will go out second. The quickest group will form the inside row of the grid for the race. The slower group will form the outside row of the grid. So essentially, these drivers are fighting for which row of the grid they will start on. Let's run you through who's going to be in Group A. Tim Tramnitz is going to be out there. He switched over from the Trident team to R-Race GP. He was the quickest driver in practice yesterday, set a quicker time than what we saw yesterday. Martini Estenchon also out there as well. There you can see the number 3. That is one of 8 rookies who is out there in this session. Alessandro Giusti, the French F4 champion, champion. Stenchorn has been very quick in the number 34 as well, one of the quickest rookies. Roman Belinsky, one of few drivers who returns with the same team. The Polish driver in the number 4 Trident car has been very, very quick in pre-season testing. He's been one of 6 drivers who's been in the top 10 in the 3 pre-season tests we have had leading up to this. Then we have Victor Bernier in the number 26 for MP Motorsport, along with his teammate Sami Megatunov in the number 15. Rafael Camara will be out there in the Prema. There you can see his teammate in the number 7, Lorenzo Fluxa, the red and white cars. Rafael Camara at the top of your screen. Lorenzo Fluxa has transferred over from R-Race GP to race with Prema. Then we have Matthias Zagazzetta, who now races with R-Race GP, switching over from G4. Then some rookies, some new faces. The Ferrari Driver Academy member in the 64, Maya Berg. Marcus Armand, the Sauber Academy junior driver, races in the same colours as Teo Pourchaire, so watch out for him. Emo Fittipaldi Jr. is out there with the brand new team we have on the grid. We say goodbye, unfortunately, to FA Racing, but with the bad news comes some good news, because we welcome a brand new team in Santalok Racing, who some of you may know from racing in GT and the World Rally Championship as well. So a welcome to them. Alex Partashev, the Ukrainian driver, out there in the number 23 as well. Joshua Dirksen is back with Arden. He will be in the 10. Then the birthday boy in the number 29, Enzo Schionti. He turns 18 years old today. Watch out for him in the number 29. Let's see how the American goes. Giovanni Maschio is going to be out there in the 99, the all-red coloured car. And then the Colombian, number 6, Lucas Medina for Santalok Racing as well. Well, there is a lot of them, isn't there? And we have a whole host of them going out in the next group as well. These groups were formed, by the way, by the second practice session yesterday. So those 1st, 3rd, 5th in the second collective test yesterday went into Group A, and the rest of the drivers went into Group B. But that changes going forward, and will go off championship positions. The groups stay the same for both Saturday and Sunday. We welcome some champions into FRECA this season. One of them is that man there, Alessandro Giusti for G4 Racing. Really great to have him with us. We also have the very exciting talent of Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who's going to be out in the next group, the Italian ADA CF4 champion, and a man who also won the Formula Regional Middle East Championship as well. There we see the number 6 driver, Lucas Medina, getting his car warmed up. You can see they're going to do a couple of warm-up laps before they really get going and do some push laps. The quickest times yesterday were a 1:39.6 in the morning session, and then when they used the push to pass in the afternoon session, it was a 1:39.036. So that gives you a bit of an idea as to what they can aim for. The pole time in the first qualifying session last year was set by Gabriele Mini. It was a 1:39.5. So really, you want to be in the mid 1:39s to be up towards the front of the field. We have had some cars out there on track already, so there has been some rubber laid down, including the TCR cars. So we are not going out onto a completely fresh track. We're going out onto a bit of a warmer track, which will be good news for the drivers. How exciting is this season going to be? It's going to be absolutely fantastic. As I said, plenty of drivers coming back. Some of the top seeds, 3 drivers who finished in the top 10 last year, back. We have Joshua Dirksen, who's one of the top seeds, coming back as well. He finished 14th in the championship last year. Lorenzo Fluxa finished in 12th place. So those two could definitely be ones to watch. Tim Tramnitz, definitely one to watch as well. He spent a lot of last year recovering from an injury that he picked up in winter testing. Now that injury has been cleared up, he has really been looking very, very quick with R-Race GP. And some of you may have seen online that he's going to be taking part in the Formula E rookie test as well. The only driver from this championship to get that call-up. And congratulations to him for that. He's going to be heading straight over after the race tomorrow to race with Abt Cupra on Monday in Berlin in the Formula E rookie test. Right, enough of that. Let's get on with qualifying, shall we? Let's get the first flying laps properly underway. Here we can see them really pushing hard. Speaking to Maya Berg yesterday. She absolutely loves this track. He said you are absolutely on the limit all the time. You've got to take the curbs, you've got to run the car to the gravel everywhere you go, and that is what makes it so exciting. You can see her there in the 64. Here she comes racing with KIC Motorsport. She now makes her way out of Tosa and up towards Piratella, the RHGP team watching on there from the pit wall as the cars come downhill into Aqua Minerale. There is the Sauber Academy driver, the number 25 of Marcus Armand. The ART driver coming up the hill now. He's going to go over the curve. This another very tricky corner up at Variante Alta, and now it is down towards Rivazza. First real time is going to be set by Tim Tramnitz though. Here he comes out of Rivazza 2 and up the start-finish straight. Let's see what he can do. Mid-139s, remember, is what we are aiming for. Tim Tramnitz up to the line now. He comes up to the line. There it is, and it's going to be a 141.6. So let's see what he can do on this next push lap. But that is the benchmark time officially set there from Tim Tramnitz. Marcus Armand, though, goes quicker, the ART driver, 140.858. Mateus Zagazeta goes into third place. Rafael Camara up to second place. Then we have Lorenzo Fluxa in fourth place. Alessandro Giusti, the rookie, has gone second. You can see the little red dashes next to the names, next to their numbers. Those denote the rookie drivers out there. So we have, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rookies in the top 10. They're doing a fantastic job so far, but that's now going to change as Joshua Dirksen goes up to provisional pole position. 140.6, but that is absolutely beaten by Roman Belinsky. What a time from Roman, 140.174, but everyone is going quicker. Marcus Armand on a purple lap. We have Giusti also going quicker. Kamara's going quicker as well. Those all set to go to provisional pole position. Here we're watching Tim Tramnitz up through Variante Alta. He goes. Now he's going to make his way down towards Rivazza. You can see he's 1.5 tenths up on that time set from Roman Belinsky. Really tough braking section this, downhill, and there's a gravel there to meet you if you're just to go a little bit wide. Likewise there on the exit of Rivazza 2. Right, up towards the start-finish line. Are we going to break into the 139s? It looks like we will here with Tim Tramnitz. He heads up to the line now, 139.8. Fantastic time there from Tim Tramnitz, but there's a lot of drivers who look set to beat it. One of them is Roman Belinsky. He's over 2 tenths quicker than Tim Tramnitz. Martinius Stenchor, great time from him. The Norwegian driver goes into third place. Rafael Camara now goes up to pole position. 139.642 for him. But I tell you what, Belinsky is the one to watch here. He's about to come up to the line very shortly. There we can see Rafael Camara finished third out in the Formula Regional Middle East Championship, likewise in the 2F4 Championships last year as well. Roman Belinsky, you see his time at the bottom of the screen. Where's he going to go? P2, 139.647, 5 thousandths back from Rafael Camara. Victor Bernier, the Frenchman there, goes to third place. He finished last season with a podium at Mugello. Oh dear, that's the number 15 of Sami Megatunif, the young Frenchman who didn't have a good race last year here at all. Had an incident which unfortunately he picked up an injury from and couldn't race in the second race. It looks like we're on possibly cool down laps from some of the drivers, not all of them. Here we can see Rafael Camara fighting with the car as he comes through Variante Alta. Martinius Stenchor, and we now pick up the number 34 RHGP car. Whoa, big slide coming out of Rivazza 2, giving it absolutely everything as he heads up the start-finish straight now. Tim Tramnitz goes quicker again, 139.638, puts himself back to pole position. Then Stenchor to 5th place. Remember, this is what row of the grid they will start on. So a place really means a lot in this qualifying session, and we still have another group to come out. Camara, 139.253. The Brazilian driver once again going to the top there. The Ferrari Driver Academy member doing a fantastic job. You can see why he's back by them. his first time racing in FRECA, and already he's leading the way. Great stuff there from Kamara. Looking down at the time, Stenshorn once again going very quick. Lorenzo Fluxa going very quick as well. Giusti in the black and white G4 racing car in the background there. Let's pick up some of the rest of the order. So it's Kamara, Tramnitz, Belinsky, Giusti doing an absolutely fantastic job. He's the top rookie so far. Then it's Fluxa, Bernier, Stenshorn, Dirksen, Megatunic, Zagazeta on a good lap as well. He looks like he's set to improve. Then Avant, Fittipaldi Jr., Schionti, the birthday boy, Verg, Partashev, Maschio, and Lucas Medina. Right, let's watch Lorenzo Fluxa then. Spoke to him earlier, said he didn't have the best of days yesterday, but feels very happy within the Prema Racing outfit and had all his sights set on this qualifying session. Looking to get off to a very quick start. Let's see if he can do so. Makes his way down the hill. Tim Tramnitz once again, P2, 139.514. Lorenzo Fluxa now out the final corner. Tramnitz was only P2 briefly as Stenshorn goes to second place with a brilliant time. Is that about to be beaten by Lorenzo Fluxa? He comes up to the line now. Looks like he struggled through the third sector there. And Lorenzo Fluxa, I think, backing off somewhere around that lap, and he's going to stay. He goes to fourth place, so a bit of a mistake somewhere from him, but nevertheless improving. And Fluxa currently due to start on row 4. Stenshorn currently purple through the first sector, quickest of anyone. There you can see confirmation at the bottom of the screen. It's a really fantastic drive so far from Martinius Stenshorn. Comes up from Italian F4 where he finished 7th last year. Doing a great job immediately here, getting off to a quick start. Is Stenshorn. Let's see what he can do. He did also race out in the Middle East as well, had a really fantastic karting career as well. Won the WSK Super Master Series back in 2018, but many of the drivers you see out there on the grid, this is just his second season in single-seater racing, and he's looking to get off to a flying start. Here he comes, down towards Revazza 1. That looked very tidy through there, through Revazza 2 as well. That's much better. Last time we saw him through there, he was fighting with the car just a bit. That time it was smooth as anything. Stenshorn now up to the line. Tramnitz has gone second, but will he only be there briefly because Stenshorn hits the line now and goes to provisional pole position. 139.133. What a time that is from Stenshorn. Whoa, Maschio had a bit of a slide there. And I believe might have got going again, but that's a corner that has caught many out. But there's the man who is currently going to start at pole position. Sounded like we had a car off somewhere there, but Martinius Stenshorn certainly wasn't him. He is going along very well. Leads the way from Rafael Kamara, then it's Fluxa, Tramnitz, Giusti and Belinsky. No one going quicker so far. The only man that's going quicker is the man that is currently leading the way. As I say that, Rafael Kamara now puts in a purple first sector, so good stuff from Kamara. There we see it at the bottom of the screen. It's a real head-to-head between Stenshorn and Kamara. Tramnitz also in there as well. Fluxa has just gone up to P3. Great job from the Prema driver. He's currently sitting in third place. Let's see if he can improve on what will be his final lap, because the checkered flag is now waving for the Group A drivers. Are we going to see any improvements from this man here, Rafael Kamara? He's lost a little bit of time through the second sector, but he's got a couple more to try and make that up. Stenshorn has lost time as well, so not too sure if we'll see improvements from him, but you can see on these Pirelli tyres, the guys are just getting quicker and quicker as we build through the laps. Across the line, do we see any improvements? Alex Partashev looks like he's improving. Let's see if he can jump up the order on this last lap. If he stays as he is, he might just be able to hit the top 10, but Kamara's had a great third sector. Is this going to be enough? He's going to get a toe there from Giusti as well. The Brazilian makes his way up to the start-finish line. Will we see Kamara steal pole position from Martini Extension? Yes, we do. 139.130. Absolutely fantastic. That's where we heard the gravel from a little bit earlier. Lorenzo Fluxa went off going down towards the Tamburello chicane. This is Mateusz Zagazzetta, who had an off of his own. That looked like it was coming through the same chicane as well. But what a time from Rafael Camara. Welcome to the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. As it stands, he will start on pole position, and it's a 139.130. And we make a note of that because that is now the time to beat for the Group B drivers. Absolutely fantastic from Rafael Camara. Stenchorn second, Fluxa third place, Tramnitz fourth place, Giusti. Brilliant driving from him as well. He goes up to P5, and then it was Megatunif, Belinsky, Bernier, Zagazzetta and Dirksen, but that's the man who was quickest of all, Rafael Camara. Absolutely fantastic from him, the 17-year-old who finished third in both the Italian and ADAC F4 championships last year. Goes to the top. He's been very quick in pre-season testing. He was quickest at Paul Ricard and Monza as well. Finished third out in the Middle East in the Formula Regional Championship. And that experience clearly paying off for him. Clearly comes in with a lot of confidence, and that has shown on track. Well done to Rafael Camara. He is now the man to beat for the Group B drivers. Martini Extension, though, what a time from him. He was 3 thousandths away from being at the front of Group A. That's how close FRECA is, ladies and gents. Martini Extension, 3 thousandths of a second away from that man there. One of the standout performers, I think it has to be said, is that man. Absolutely fantastic stuff to finish in P2. He'll start at worst P4 for the first race of the season. Lorenzo Fluxa third, well done to him. Tim Tramnitz fourth place. Alessandro Giusti doing a brilliant job to get himself in the top 10. Sami Megatunif sixth. Roman Belinsky will be slightly disappointed with that seventh. Could be one to watch in the eighth in the race. Likewise, Bernier, Zagazzetta, Dirksen was P10. Then it was Amand in 11th place. Verg was P12. Emo Fittipaldi Jr. was next, and it was Schionti, Partishev, Maschio and Medina. 1.5 seconds between the top 13 drivers, and now the Group B drivers have to try and beat that time of a 139.130 if they want to form the inside row of the grid. Rafael Camara, he's done his work. All he can do is get out and now watch. Third place though, Lorenzo Fluxa, back for his third season in the championship. He's here to win, and not a bad start at all there to go B3. How about this man? What an arrival to the championship for the Italian F4 graduate. Likewise from this man here, Rafael Camara, 2 new faces on the front 2 rows. Well, now we get a chance to take a little bit of a breath before we go hectic again in a few minutes, no doubt, but Rafael Camara there just getting out and having a bit of a debrief with his team. And now we watch on for Group B. Congratulations all round. Yeah, switch off the car. In all the excitement, I think that part was forgotten. But the Ferrari Driver Academy member did a really brilliant job there. He's one of 4 drivers to come in to this with an F1 team already supporting them. Rafael Camara, Maya Verg, both in the Ferrari setup. Then we have Marcus Armand in the Sauber setup. And then we have Andrea Kimi Antonelli in the Mercedes setup. And we are going to see him out on track next. Let's go through the full lineup while we have no cars on circuit. So, Group B, we will have Nikhil Bora. Those of you who were watching the Middle East Championship would have seen Nikhil took a win out there, along with a couple of podiums as well. Had a really good job, raced in the Italian F4 Championship last year, finished in 13th. Also competed in the Indian Racing League as well, which would have been a really good experience for him, but finished in the top 10 overall in the Formula Regional Middle East Championship. And great to have him with us now for a full season. He's going to be out there with the Trident team. So we have Nikhil Bora out there. Andrea Kimi Antonelli will be out there in the number 12. And man, as we saw, as we mentioned in the Paddock Live show on our Instagram channel yesterday, if you haven't watched that, by the way, make sure you do between the break, between qualifying and the race, because we spoke to, I'd say, at least half the grid during that race, so during that show. So make sure you go and check it out, and you can see some of the new faces and hear their thoughts ahead of the season. We spoke to them as many of them were heading up to the drivers' briefing. Before we speak about the rest of the drivers, by the way, we are on a bit of a delay because we are getting that car retrieved of Lorenzo Fluxa, and I think that is him now heading back into the pit lane to the right of your screen. There you can see the red and white Prema coming down. So Andrea Kimi Antonelli, the third of the Premas, will be out there as well, the Mercedes Junior. Kaz Havicourt will be out there for Van Amersfoort Racing in the 27. He comes in as the top seed, finished 5th in the championship last year. He stays with the team for his second season and is back for his third full season in the championship. We spoke to him in Paddock Live yesterday, and he is here to win. There is no doubt about that. Did some fantastic performances last year, particularly when he came from 14th on the grid to win at Red Bull Ring in tricky conditions, but 2 wins, 5 podiums and a pole position for him overall last year. Then we have Owen Tangavelu as the lights go green. Owen Tangavelu is going to be out there in the 43. He switched over from the RPM team to the Trident team. Great to have the Frenchman back, and he actually finished last season on the podium as top rookie. Got a rookie win at Mugello with a 6th place overall. Then we have Santiago Ramos, who's going to be out there in the 65. He is transferred over to RPM. He did the last race of the season with them last year and is back for a full season with them. And Santiago has been very, very quick in pre-season testing. One of 6 drivers to be in the top 10 in all 3 tests leading up to this weekend. So he could be one to watch. Lawrence Van Hopen stays with ART. I spoke to him earlier this morning. Didn't seem too happy with how things went yesterday, but you know, this is where it all gets confident. He is a fan of this circuit, and there you see him in the white and black on your screen as well. Michael Belov, he was a bit of a late addition to this year's grid, but great to have him back with us. Michael Belov, who did a fantastic job last year whilst he was in the championship, only competed in half the series, and despite that still finished in the top 10 in the championship, finished 7th overall. But he's now back with G4 Racing, who he raced with in 2021. And it's really great to have Michael Belov for what I hope will be a full season. It sounds like he will be with us throughout the full season. So great to have him with us. He comes in to this season as the driver with the most podiums, 7 to his name, most pole positions as well, and most top 10 finishes. So and also joint most wins with Kaz Havicourt. So yeah, he's a guy that knows how to get going. One thing we have to consider with Michael Belov is he hasn't done any pre-season testing. So he said to me it might take him around to get up to speed, but let's see. Michael Belov has surprised us at the best of times, so we'll keep one eye on him. Josh Dufek back as well. We saw him leading the way out the pit lane in that number 13 Van Amersfoort car. Great to have him back. 4 points off winning the rookie title last year. He is back with Van Amersfoort, finished 9th overall. There we see Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who we spoke about a little earlier. A sea of cars behind him. Maseo Capietto is one of those cars in the orange and green, the 85 behind Antonelli. He's out there with RPM. He switched over to them for this season, finished 22nd in the championship last year with Monolith. Did a really good job. Got some top 10 finishes throughout the year. Then we have Charlie Wirtz. If any of you watched the Formula Regional Oceania Championship, you would have seen a lot of Charlie because he won that series. Great to have him with us. His car looks absolutely epic as well. All gold livery. There it is on screen. his sponsor, AIX, has picked up, who is supporting Charlie this year. They have taken the livery of the car, and it looks absolutely superb, doesn't it? And Charlie Wirtz, who comes in as a champion after winning that Oceania title down in New Zealand earlier this year. Really great to have him in the series. Delano Vantoff is back for a full season. We spoke to him in Paddock Live yesterday, and he said he was in the hospital still in January after the injury he picked up last year, which put him out for a sustainable amount of the season. So let's see. Delano Vantoff said in Paddock Live yesterday he feels back to full fitness now, so really great to have him in. And let's hope he has no further troubles with that. He's out there in the number 17 with MP Motorsport. Shannon Lagasse, we welcome him. He's been racing in the Ultimate Cup Series the last 2 years. He's going to be in the 55 with KIC. Tom Leben, he is coming up from the GB3 Championship, the same step up we saw Roman Belinsky make last year. He finished third in that championship last year. This is his first time racing in Europe since he was in karting. So it's been a bit of an experience, maybe slightly overwhelming for the ardent driver, but the team helping him get up to speed. They've done the same with Alex Quinn in the past, and they are helping Tom get up to speed. But one thing he's going to have to do at most tracks is learn them for the first time, and that includes Imola, and this ain't an easy place to learn. Levi Ravesh will be out there in the number 11. He's going to be one of the teammates to Tom Leben. Then the other Irishman of Adam Fitzgerald, who is in a similar situation to Tom, comes up from British F4. He's there, actually, I think, there he is in the 75, in the orange and green. The Irishman, who is going to be following in the footsteps of his team boss, Keith Donegan, waving the Irish flag in the series. Really great to have him with us. And he actually did go down and race in the Oceania Championship in New Zealand, did Adam Fitzgerald. But speaking to Keith about this yesterday, they said the setups they run on those cars are significantly different to these cars. The tracks are so different as well that he said it's been like starting all over again. So he said it might take Adam a few rounds to get up to speed, but he's confident that that can happen. And then we have Niels Kuhlen, who is been in a bit of a similar situation. He's didn't have a huge amount of experience of racing last year, so he was over in the Middle East racing, got a full season there over there. But again, it's about just getting up to speed for him, but he has two fantastic teammates in Kaz Havakil and Josh Dufek. Okay, that's your Group B drivers. That's the remaining 16, which brings us up to 33. And we're now going just in time for our first push laps. Remember, if they beat the time of 139.130 we saw from Rafael Camara, they will form the inside row of the grid. Well, someone had an off there. I think we saw the tracks going through the gravel. It was either that or a huge lockup. Let's find out. Those tracks were already there from Group A. Oh, no, it was the other side of the track, wasn't it? That was Lawrence Van Hopen, who went off. Rejoined safely. Always a little bit dangerous when that happens. Not when you rejoin safely, but it can really knock your confidence for the rest of the session. So let's hope for his sake that he can get back up to speed and has no problems going through there next time. There's Shannon Lagasse. It was great to speak to him yesterday on Paddock Live. Charlie Wirtz up here in the number 9, the ART Grand Prix driver, makes his way out of Mariante Alta and now down towards Ravazza. One of many drivers who will want to be off to a quick start, just like Rafael Camara. He makes his way down the hill now, and looking at practice times yesterday, Charlie Wirtz was just outside of the top 20, but we had a lot of red flags yesterday, so let's see, without those, what Charlie Wirtz can do. Now, it is time for everyone to push to the max. He comes up to the line, and he is going to go to the top, 143.069, but we won't get too excited just yet because, of course, we are about 3 seconds away from the pole time, so we are still building up here. Shannon Lagasse now to the top as we continue to watch Charlie Wirtz. Really great to have him in the championship. was a champion of the UAE F4 series last year as well, finished 4th in the ultra competitive Italian F4, who are actually with us here this weekend. So if you fancy watching something in between now and our race, do check out Italian F4. 37 on the grid for them, making it still the most competitive F4 championship in the world, run by ACI Sports. He also won the UAE F4 trophy round as well at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in 2021. But I remember commentating on Charlie back in karting, was a very competitive driver in karting as well, and someone you knew was going to make his way to this level. Similar to this man here, Laurens Van Hopen, who was competing in his first full season of single-seaters last year. It was a huge step up, so this just his second season. Still lots of learning for him to do. He's mentored by now F1 driver Nick de Vries, who we see racing for AlphaTauri. I'm sure Nick will be watching on and cheering for Laurens Van Hopen as he makes his way up to the start-finish line, and that's a solid start, P4 for him. But we have lots of drivers going quicker, including Andrea Kimi Antonelli. He's currently the quickest on track. Josh Dufek will briefly go to the top, 140.090, but will that be beaten? Yes, it is, by Santiago Ramos. He now goes to the top with a 139.5. Fantastic stuff from the Mexican driver, and Antonelli went to second with a 139.8, so RPM lead the way. Nikhil Bora has gone to P3, the Trident driver. Then it's the Van Amersfoort driver of Dufek. RPM, 2 drivers in the top 5 here. Capietto in P5, then it is Tangavelu now goes up to P5, the Trident driver. Then it's Capietto, Vanthoff, Van Hopen, Beloff, Wirtz, Legassi, Fitzgerald, Coulomb, Revesh, Leben, Kaz Havicourt. We're yet to see what he can do, but he's currently on to go 3rd from what he's done in the first sector. We're going to watch Andrea Kimi Antonelli coming up towards Piratella now. The driver who has been talked about by many, many people, even at the highest level of this sport. What can he do on his first qualifying session in FRECA? He comes down through Acqua Minerale, and that is a very, very good line through there, and a very good time through the second sector as well. 1.5 tenths up on Santiago Ramos, but watch out for Josh Dufek as well. Just like that, we pick him up now as he comes into Rivazza. He was here last year to win the rookie title. Now he's here to win the overall title. Let's see what he can do. Coming up to the start-finish line, Josh Dufek getting a bit of a tow there from Charlie Wirtz. Van Hopen's going to go P4. Where does Josh Dufek go? He goes P2, 139.767. Not bad at all. It's a 139.1 to beat, remember. We are not there just yet. We're 4 tenths away from that. Rafael Camara will be watching on, but where's Antonelli? He now goes to the top. There he is at the line, 139.303 for Andrea Kimi Antonelli, ahead of Ramos, ahead of Dufek. Kaz Havicourt has gone up to P4 with a 139.8. Bora is 5th. Then we have Van Hopen there. You can see watching on his 2 teammates, Lorenzo Fluxa, who was 3rd in Group A, so he's going to start either 5th or 6th place. And then we have Camara, who can only watch on now as his teammate fights away with him. These two have been teammates throughout last year, throughout racing in the Middle East as well. They're used to being teammates. They're used to being rivals, even back in their karting days as well. So they know each other very well. And Andrea Kimi Antonelli, it's already turning into a bit of a head-to-head between these two, but do not count out the likes of Josh Dufek, the likes of Kaz Havicourt, Nikhil Bora as well, going very, very quick, as is Matteo Capietto. So hard to pick out a favourite out of all of these, because there are so many of them going quicker out there. Andrea Kimi Antonelli now up through Variante Alta, but watching the time, Josh Dufek seems he backed off on that lap, so we'll keep an eye on him next time around. But going quicker is Capietto. Belov on a very good lap as well. Let's see what he can do when he comes up to the line. He's currently down in P9, but that looks like that's about to change as Andrea Kimi Antonelli comes up through the final corner, up to the start-finish line now. 97 thousandths back from his own best time. Can he go and beat it now? Can he beat a 139.1? No, 139.374. Already less than 2 minutes to go here. They're only going to get a couple more attempts at this before the checkered flag will wave. What happened here? It looked like, I thought we were going to see something between the RPM drivers. Here we see Antonelli going over the chicane at Variante Alta, and Antonelli's going faster through the first sector as well. Here we see Tom Leben. Oh no, Michael Belov has gone off there. He went up to P6, by the way, last time he came across the line, so we did see him improve. And we're seeing Charlie Wirtz improve on this lap as well. He's currently down in 11th place. Tom Leben is improving. Levi Rivesh is improving. Niels Kuhlen is also improving. Here's the British driver coming out of Tosa and up to Piratella. Oh no, being dragged wide there was Maceo Capietto. That's going to not only hurt the lap he was on, but the following lap as well. And then this was Belov going off at Tamburello. Managed to recover safely. Delano Van Hof's just putting a really good first sector as well. He's the Orange MP Motorsport car. He's currently in the second sector, but he's been delayed somewhere in sector 2, it seems. Andrea Kimi Antonelli might be getting delayed himself here as Josh Dufek lines himself up for a flyer coming up to the line. Andrea Kimi Antonelli, can he beat that 139.130? He comes up to the line now. No, 139.3. This is not good news for Josh Dufek either, who had just lined himself up for a flying lap. Now he finds himself battling with Antonelli. Ramos still sits in P2. Bora in P3. Oh no, Levi Rivesh going wide up at Variante Alta. No one improving so far. Checker flag is now waving. Let's see what we can do. Doesn't look like we're seeing many people improve through the first sector. Kaz Havercourt went slower through the first sector. Josh Dufek went slower through the first sector, as did Antonelli as well. So I think our pole sitter will be Rafael Camara. Let's not confirm too soon though, because we still have 2 sectors to go. Antonelli is going slower though, as he comes through the second split. But there is no one lighting up the time screen so far. Ramos has taken the flag, Bora has taken the flag, Belov has taken the flag, so has Tangavelu, so has Van Top, so has Capietto, so has Fitzgerald, Leben, Rivesh. So we're just waiting for Antonelli, Dufek, Havercourt, Van Hopen to come across the line. And it doesn't look like any of them are going to improve here. We'll see them across the line though. Here comes Kaz Havercourt. Van Hopen did improve. He went up to P6, 139.917. What's Havercourt going to do? He comes up to the line now. He might improve 1 place here, and he does. He goes up to P3, 139.675. So Havercourt does improve. Right at the end there, gets himself onto the 3rd row of the grid. Good driving from Kaz Havercourt. Josh Dufek did not improve though. He was delayed with that little battle with Antonelli. So I think we can now confirm that starting from pole position for the first race of the season will be Rafael Camara. It will be an all-Prema Racing front row. The reigning drivers and teams champions will fill the front row with Rafael Camara on the inside and Andrea Kimi Antonelli on the outside. Santiago Ramos will line up on the outside of row number 2 for RPM. What a fantastic result for Santiago Ramos. His best result last season was 12th place. Now he has a chance to fight for a podium, if not a win. There's Kaz Havercourt. He is going to start from row number 3 and will be looking to add to those podiums he already has to his name. Nikhil Bora, what an entrance to the championship for him. 4th place, he'll start from P8, and Dufek will round out the top 10. Lawrence Van Hopen was 6th in Group B. He'll start just outside the top 10. Belov will start on row 7. Tangavelu on row 8. Vanthoff row 9. Capietto row 10. He'll be a bit disappointed he had that off. Then Wirtz in 11th. Legassi 12th. Kuhlen was 13th. Fitzgerald will be on row 14. Leben will be row 15. Rounding out the field will be Levi Rivesh. And there we see the iconic shot of Imola. Very soon, we are going to see 33 cars hurtling their way down towards Tamburello for the first time. You really do not want to miss it. The grid has now been set. This afternoon, we will go racing for the first time. Make sure you join us at 4:20 local time here in Imola for the first race of the season, when we will crown our first winner of 2023. For now, though, it's goodbye.
Numero 13, anche lui della compagine olandese Van